Hi, this is P.R. Sundar. Welcome to this special episode where I'm going to explain why I ran away to Dubai. Actually, I did not run away to Dubai. Actually, I ran away to India only because I'm a Singapore citizen. I'm supposed to reside in Singapore, and I ran away to India only. And now only I came to Dubai. Okay, now forget about all these things. So yesterday I came out with a video that 600 crore scam. So this Avadut Satya one. If you think what is actually happening, these trainers are giving unreasonable, promises. And the people always say, you attend my class, you can become very rich, I think he reportedly said, somebody from 1.5 lakh rupees, he made more than a crore, he bought a bike, he bought a car, and all these flashy things, right? So the first thing is that, you always remember, right? Nobody can make unreasonable return in stock market. And assuming that if he can make unreasonable return, what all he can do, he can go and approach people like Ambanis and Adanis. They have crores of rupees. If you can make, double your money in 1 year, right? There are how many rich people are there in India? You can go there. No need to come to the retail investors. Come, give me 500 rupees. I will take a workshop for you. And then, you give me 50,000. There's no need for that. Okay. So, but what to do? The people, they fall for it. And because the people, I always tell, even my friends tell me, sir, you are stupid. You don't know how to make money through training. And just tell them, first thing is that you advertise. Then you tell them, you attend my workshop, then you will become ultra rich. And see, the guy who attended my workshop, he made a car. And believe me, I do get a lot of messages, right, from my workshop attendees. Okay, even yesterday I got a message from one of my workshop attendees. Sir, after attending your workshop, I'm trading very profitably. Out of the profit, I constructed my house. So I'm inviting you to the Graha Pravesam of the house. But I never advertised that. And this is wrong. Right? And of course, he did not tell me with what kind of capital he has traded. Probably he traded with a good capital, might have made good profit. From day one, I'm very, very clear on one thing. I will never advertise or I will never promote. Till now, I just inform the people through my YouTube, through my social media, but that's it. Beyond that, I never go for paid promotions. Yes, number two, I never, show the testimonials. No, my workshop attendee has done this, my workshop attendee this one, right? But many of them have been doing very well. And of course, we cannot say all of them because, the first thing is that, I never give a system. I give this is a strategy, this strategy, this strategy. If you're bullish, you do this strategy. If you're bearish, you do this strategy, So I give all kinds of scenarios. Then after that, what view you are taking about the market, that is up to you, right? And then, when things go wrong, how to adjust, how to firefight, and those kind of things I teach. So anybody showing you an ultra high profit, first don't believe them. So that's my simple advice. I'll tell you one incident that has happened. There was a company called International Financial Services in Tamil Nadu. They reportedly collected money from the people by promising them 6% return per month. Give us the money, we will trade in stock market, and we will make money, we will pay you 6% return. And then on top of which, if you go on canvas for these people, collect money and give it to them, you will get 2% per month as a commission. Total 8%. A logical man will think like this. No, the money is going into his account. If he's trading, right, I'm sure his profit will be more than 5 crore. If the profit is more than 5 crore, you end up paying 42% tax. So after paying 42% tax, you are paying 2% commission and plus 6% to the investor. So that means that you are going to make 15% return per month. How is that possible? 15% return per month. But people never ask. And in fact, some people even came to me trying to canvas me, sir, you are trading yourself, you are only making 2 to 3%. You give us the money, we will give you 6%. And I asked the same question. Hey, if you are really making like 10%, 15%, why you have to come to the retail people? Why don't you go to Ambani's and Adani's? They have a lot of money. You know what they replied? Very funny. That he was actually doing that one only. And then at some point of time, why should I have a skill? Why should I be helping that skill only to make rich people more rich? Why not I help poor people? and see how honestly these people are thinking. Okay. So then, I said, okay, I'm very happy with whatever I'm making. Right. So I don't want to give you your money. Okay. But I told him, and I assure you, you will get into trouble. So what has happened then, after they left, I went to the Google and searched, okay, there's a Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Whoever set up a company, so the data will be there in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. I think in the yesterday video also I said, you want to know my profit loss statement, you can go to Ministry of Corporate Affairs website. I went and searched the database in Ministry of Corporate Affairs. There was no such company called International Financial Services. He just gave name. Right. It was not even a registered private limited company. So at some point of time, estimated 12,000 crore collected and ran away from the country. So for the last 4 or 5 years, so they are absconded. Right. So why I'm saying this, whether you take this International Financial Services case or whether you take Avadut case, where the things like, how come this country, it has become so easy to cheat people 500 crore, 1,000 crore, 10,000 crore? Very simple. This is a very big country, too many people, and everybody has some small money, and everybody want to grow rich very quickly, right? And there's a movie dialogue in Tamil. No, if you want to cheat somebody, you have to stimulate his greediness. Right? So if the people's greediness is stimulated, the people will fall for it. Right? So you cheat 60,000 rupees from 3.5 lakh people, you get 600 crore. Right? So the point here is that, so never believe the people who are promising very high returns. So that's number one. Okay? So if anybody is making such a return, no need to go to the retail people. No need to go to the common man. Come. I know a lot of industrialists. And I know a lot of people who are having at least 1,000 crore capital. You can make money for us. Right? The point here is that, so their intention is not to make money. Their intention is to cheat the people. Right? So that's what we have already discussed, the Avadut Sathe case, promoting his events, with a 7-year-old boy and this and that. So, when this kind of thing happens, so every trainer has been put in the same basket. And they don't see the difference. Number one, right, I never promote my workshop. What I do in my YouTube channel, my social media, I just put it, that's it. Beyond that, I never pay even a single rupee to promote any of my channel, any of my programs. That's number one. Number two, I never promise any big return. If anybody call me and tell me, sir, I have only 1 lakh rupees, am I eligible to attend the workshop? I say, no, don't come. If you have got less than 25 lakh rupees, don't come to my workshop. Right? And the people, they come and troll me. They try to save the retail people. Okay, this is a funny country. People, all the beggars want to save the multimillionaires. The people who come to my workshop, they are multimillionaires. Right? Okay. So let us forget about those things. So now, many people also say, sir, why you ran away to Dubai? You are anti-Indian. You want to tax evasion. So what is tax evasion? You are liable to pay tax. You are not paying tax. That is called tax evasion. Right? So Trump do not want to pay tax in India. So does it mean that Trump is a tax evader? Right? Okay. So I am a Singapore citizen. I can stay in Singapore. I can stay in India. I can stay in Dubai. I can stay wherever I want. Right. So if I'm staying in Dubai, then why should I pay tax to India? So if I'm not paying tax to India, then I become a tax evader. Right? So where is the logic? That's number one. Number two, it is totally wrong to say that I'm not paying tax to Indian government. Right? I still, in personal capacity, I moved to Dubai, but still I have a company. I have a lot of money in my company. And yesterday I showed you the profit loss statement of those companies. And for that companies, whatever the profit is there, I'm liable to pay tax to Indian government. Coca-Cola and Pepsi, the owners are sitting in America, but their business is running in India. So does it mean that they don't pay tax to India? They have to pay tax. But whatever business they are doing, whatever the Coke and Pepsi which they are selling in America, they don't have to pay tax to India. But whatever they are making money within India, so they are liable to pay tax. Right? So it is totally wrong to say that I'm not paying taxes to India, but it is true that I might be paying less tax. Earlier, my personal income also I paid tax, my corporate income also I paid tax. Now my corporate income I will pay tax, my personal income I will not pay that tax. Right? So that is one thing. Now, I'm going to throw you some interesting things. The intention of this is two things. Now, one, okay, don't go for, don't fall for people who are saying that you can make a huge profit in stock market. To become rich, you don't have to make a big profit. So what you need to make a consistent profit. And how to make 100 crore. That was one of my earlier videos. In fact, that video has gone one of my best videos. More than 10 lakh views both in Tamil and English. If you have not watched it, you can go and watch here. The link is given here. You don't have to make huge return to become 100 crore. Okay, make a small return, but make a consistent return. So that is more important. And also, I am going to explain to you why I came to Dubai. Okay, now I split my discussion into two parts. First part, okay, you and me. You are an Indian tax resident and I am a Dubai tax resident. Okay, let us say you have 10 lakh rupees, you put it in FD, that's it. Of course, you have some other income, but you have some surplus cash, 10 lakh rupees, you put it in bank FD and you are getting 8% return. I also have some other income and I also have 10 lakhs rupees surplus income, surplus cash. I put it in bank FD in India and I also get 8% return. But what is the difference between you and me? Your 8% FD return is subject to tax. But my 8% return in India only, it is not subject to tax. So remember, NRIs who are keeping the money in India bank, fixed deposit, called NREFD. So that interest is non-taxable. Now, I'm going to show you what difference is going to make over a period of 30 years. Okay, so look here. Let us say you have 10 lakh rupees. You put the money in bank FD, you get 8% return. That 8% return that you are getting is subject to, since you already have some other income, so this income is added on to that. So you end up paying 30% tax plus surcharge about 4.5%. So approximately out of that 8% return, 3% will go away for taxes. Only 5% is coming to your pocket. So if 5% is coming to your pocket, your 10 lakh rupees become how much in 30 years? It becomes 43 lakh rupees. Okay. Again, I say 10 lakh rupees invested in FD, you get 8% return every year. You pay 3% tax. Post tax, you get 5%. So your total money accumulated will be 43 lakh rupees after 30 years. But the same thing in my case, since I'm an NRI, If I put 10 lakh rupees, I'm not an NRI, that's a different story. So I'm just giving an example. If an NRI put 10 lakh rupees in bank fixed deposit, if he get 8% return, he doesn't pay any tax. And then his money after 30 years, it will be 1 crore. So you get 43 lakh, NRI get 1 crore. So where is that remaining 57 lakh? That has gone into taxes, right? So this I'm giving an example with a 10 lakh rupees. I think nowadays 10 lakh rupees FD is very, very common with many people, especially senior citizens. Okay, right. So this is one thing. Now, the second thing is that many people who are option writers, say I'm an option writer. Okay. Why I came to this field, I already explained to you. Okay. For selling of option, mostly what attracts the people into the option selling, you don't have to pay money to the exchange. You can keep your money in bank fixed deposit and can give that as a collateral to the exchange. And then you can trade in options. You make a profit is yours, loss is yours, but the bank FD return is yours, right? So as I told you, many people are falling, this Bapov chart, there was one guy, he gave an interview in a Tamil YouTube channel. I'm making 2 crore every day, right? How can a person make 2 crore every day? If a person is making 2 crore every day, that's a 250 trading session. I'll tell you his whole story. He posted this 2 crore every day. So in 1 year, there's a 250 trading session. A 250 trading session into 2 crore is a 500 crore. Okay, so that local MLA must have seen this. What this guy says is making 500 crore per annum trading income, and he never give any party donation. So he must have approached. I'm not saying that this has happened, but this could have happened. So this MLA would have approached him. Hey, you are making 500 crore. Why don't you give me some 5 crore donation to our party? This guy is only cheating. He never make profit. In fact, he was losing money in stock market. How can he pay 5 crore donation? Then he said, no, I'm not going to pay. Then the MLA will, how can you make 500 crore, you don't pay 5 crore donation? And definitely ruling party will have some ways to extract money from you, right? So you will be in trouble. Then he had to agree that, no, sir, I'm really not making money. I'm only cheating the people, right? Then that MLA would have said, wow, you're cheating the people. Then you should pay 10 crore to the party, right? You're not cheating. You should pay 5 crore. You're cheating. Then we are having upper hand, right? So you should pay 10 crore. He must have refused, right? And then that MLA would have taken a necessary action. So that's how he might have got into trouble. Okay. This is an unofficial story. We don't know how much we can believe. Okay. Reportedly, that Bapov chart paid 3 crore in cash to somebody to save him from this problem. And he lost that 3 crore also. Okay, in addition to the SEBI penalty. So let us not go in deep into those kind of things. Okay. So the point here is that, even you make a small profit, you make a consistent profit over a longer period of time, you can grow well. So that is the only way to grow, not any other way. And on the other hand, option writers, as I told you, they keep the money in bank FD, they give that FD as a collateral to the exchange, and then they start trading. Right? No need to make 100% profit, 200% profit. No need to become millionaire overnight. Okay, just answer my question. Is it possible to get 12% return per annum in trading? Right? 12% per annum. I'm not talking about 12% per month. I'm talking about 12% per annum. That's just only 1% per month. Right? So if you can make, then you get 12% profit in trading plus 8% in interest. So you get your overall return is 20%. Right? 20% if you are making, what happens? Out of that, 35% tax goes. So that means out of the 20%, 7% will be gone for the taxes. You get 13% return for you. But the same thing, if I'm sitting in Dubai, NRIs have some certain privileges. NRIs bank FD is non-taxable. The same way, foreigners also have some advantages. I'm a foreigner. If I trade in Indian stock market in futures and options, after registering myself as an FII, then for profit in futures and options, there is no tax. So for profit in futures and options, there is no tax. Of course, foreigner cannot put the money in bank FD. But what the foreigners do, instead of putting the bank FD, which they are not allowed to do, they put the money in GSEC, government securities. So the government securities, the major source of money is actually from FIIs. What they do, they invest the money in GSEC. The GSEC is given as a collateral to the exchange. They do the options trading. Whatever the profit that they are getting in options trading is totally tax-free. But the GSEC return is subject to tax, but the tax is not like 35% in India. It's only 5%. The 5% is just a very, very minor amount that we can just ignore. Okay, so if an FII make the same 20% return, you as an Indian tax resident, you also make 20%. Let us see what happens. Okay, look here. So let us say you start with the 10 lakh rupees. Okay, put the money in FD, collateral, the trade, you get 20% return, 7% gone for tax, you get 13%. So 13% return. So over a period of 30 years, it becomes 3.9 crore. Now, same thing. If I am an FII, if I register in India as an FII, I trade and no tax for my F&O profit, and then only for the GSEC I pay a little bit 5% tax. Well, let us say the entire 20% come to my pocket. Over a period of 30 years, my money will be 237 crore. Where is 3.9 crore? Where is 237 crore? Okay, there's a difference of 233 crore. Where this 233 crore has gone into taxes. So now the point here is that after paying so much of a tax, what is it you are getting in India? I just give some simple comparison between India and Singapore. And Singapore, maximum rate of tax 22%. In India, maximum rate of tax is 42%. And forget about, we are talking only about the income tax. We are only talking about the direct tax. How much we are paying indirect tax? So I bought a Rolls-Royce Phantom car. In India, it is about 14 crore. In Dubai, it is only 7 crore. So it's about 7 crore savings, right? In Dubai, after that, forget about the personal tax. After that, you come here, anything you buy, 5% GST. In Dubai, they don't call it as GST, they call it as a VAT. In Singapore, it is 9%. In India, it can go up to 50%, right? So that's it. Forget about the indirect tax. Okay, fine. Then, in Singapore, once you pay these taxes, after that, you are assured that from your birth to death, you will not pay even 1 rupee as the bribe to anybody. In India, you pay bribe at every stage. And then you don't pay even 1 rupee for donation. Entire education system is totally free from donations. You only pay the fees. In India, for LKG admission, people are paying 5 lakh, 10 lakh donation. Okay? In Singapore, there's no such thing. And then on top of which, the education is so affordable. You know what is the school fees in Singapore? You go to any school, it's only $5 a month. That's roughly about 300 rupees by Indian currency, right? But the kind of quality, the kind of educational quality, the infrastructure, unimaginable. Hey, in India, after paying so much, like after admitting my son into a school in India, I went there, that time I was a teacher in Singapore. I feel so bad. The children, like the table and chairs, for a plus 2 students look like a table and chair for primary school children. So small, so cramped. Then, like, what is the point? Then on top of which I told you, I had some unpleasant experiences with the government of India. So that is also one of the reasons why I shifted to Dubai. And it makes sense for me, right? Say, for example, I showed you, if you had 10 lakh rupees, if you can make a difference of 233 crore in 30 years, I'm sure you all know that my capital is not 10 lakh rupees. Okay. I have already joined 100 crore club. Okay. So then can you imagine? So that's what in few days before I posted in a social media. If somebody is starting with a 10 CR capital in India, 10 CR capital in Dubai on FII, at the end of 30 years, assuming that both are making 20% return per annum, including the interest, I'm talking. Okay. So the Indian guy will have about 500 crore. This FII will have a 2,500 crore. So 2,000 crore is the difference. Just imagine, right? So a lot of things have to be changed in India. So we hope that, things go well. So sooner or later, so India will change. But right now, it makes sense for the ultra HNI clients to leave India. So that is exactly the reason why so many ultra HNI clients are leaving India. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.